I'm sitting here today beside Alex Greenwich, who's the independent member for the seat of Sydney and has been since the end of 2012. So it's really interesting to talk to other independents and get their views. So Alex, I'd be really interested to hear what you've got to say about being independent in a government where you've had the one government in power from the time you were elected. And one thing that people often tell me is just about an independent being effective. So I'd love to hear your impressions of being independent and how you've been effective.
Mm-hmm. Well, independents are able to work with and hold accountable the government and the opposition. We are neither in government nor opposition. We sit in the crossbench and we get to work with everybody in that parliament and for our constituents. Independents in this parliament have been successful in amending legislation. Both Greg Piper and I have both worked with the government to improve legislation. We have advocated strongly for strong community campaigns, whether it is against forced council amalgamations or important social justice issues. We're voices that cannot be fettered. We're there to represent our community on the floor of Parliament, and nobody can stop us.
Yeah, and that's great because you do get the feeling sometimes that some party politicians don't actually get to say their voice or hear their voice from the electorate.
Yeah, I think one of the important parts about an independent is we work for our communities. We don't work for a political party.
Yeah, it's really important. So you touched on amalgamations, and amalgamations are done and dusted now, but I'd be interested, there were some councils in your electorate from memory that were up for amalgamation, and you probably argued pretty strongly against those. So how many amalgamations went through in your electorate?
So my electorate has two council areas, Woollahra Council and the City of Sydney Council, and I worked really hard with both councils, with the Lord Mayor of Sydney and the Mayor of Woollahra, and we ran a really strong and effective community campaign in those communities and on the floor of Parliament, and neither were amalgamated. Yeah. We put the case forward in a very loud way at every opportunity we had, and we obviously got a good result, and that those councils are able to continue to function as well as they did. When we've seen other councils get amalgamated and a range of issues have emerged as predicted.
Yeah, and that's really interesting. So here's an independent who everyone says, well, you can't get things done. You've saved two of your councils. In my area, well, I was the mayor of our council, we were amalgamated, and we actually had the deputy premier of the state as our local member, and we still were amalgamated despite 80% saying they didn't want to be amalgamated. So it gives you a little bit of a snapshot. The other one that I find interesting is the parties would have you believe that you'll get no money for your electorate if you're in an area that doesn't have someone as a member of the government, which sounds kind of corrupt in some way to me, if only a member of the government is in your seat. But you're an independent, and Sydney seems to get a little bit of money spent on there. So you probably got a pretty good track record of having money spent in your electorate.
Well, a political party shouldn't hold their constituencies hostage by saying we're only going to spend money if you vote for us. Whether while the time I've been the member for Sydney or my predecessor, in the 30 years that Sydney has been held by an independent, we've been able to work with the government of the day to get investment for things which are really important, whether they've been ferry stops, whether they've been investment in the arts, whether there's been investment in homelessness strategies. It just comes down to the effectiveness of a vocal advocate for their community who can work with people across Parliament to get things done. And we've had a lot of success. All independents have had success in getting things delivered for their communities.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Well, look, I really appreciate your time today. It's been great meeting with you, and good luck for your election. I'm sure you'll be re-elected, and hopefully I can be there and hopefully be able to work side by side during the next term of government.
Excellent. Good luck.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
All right.